Hey guys, how is it going? For this video, I want to talk a bit about HellFire. Since the beginning, I am going to say that this is a bit hard to use effectively, because there are basically 3 ways to do it. The first one is by using 4 pieces of Magna armor set, but obviously that is not the best approach, as you cannot add several useful skills. It has 1 tier 3 slot, 3 tier 2 and 2 tier 1. The second is by using decos and something like a mid set with Magna. The issue with this is that you require tier 3 slots to add this skill to the armor set. And the third is by using charms at hand. However, from all the time I have played, I've only gotten this HellFire 2, so they are rare as heck. In this case, I'll be abusing a bit about this charm, because I wanted to create a really specific set. If you ask me how I got this charm, and if I remember well, I used the option to recycle charms. Also, that is the origin from my not so broken attack boost 3. For the specifics of this skill, every time the monster is enraged, our character is going to be afflicted with HellFire. And to use this skill, we need to use moves that require the wirebug. Here, a little disclaimer. I originally wanted to add a specific SNS build, but seems like some of the wirebug attacks do not trigger this effect. Metsu is one example of that. If it works, what's going to happen is that there is going to be a little trace of fire that works like a proximity mine. Once the monster touches this little ball of fire, it is going to explode, dealing 60 points of damage, more or less, if I looked at the numbers correctly. It also takes down the monster a couple of times, so it can be used to god nuts in a short period of time. If you wonder about Magna weapons and Magna soul, I wouldn't really recommend it, because it only increases like 12 points of damage, more or less, so it is not worth it in my opinion. However, to make something reliable and much more efficient than throwing 12 points of damage, I recommend Narga weapons, due to the base affinity that they have, because our objective is land crits and near or 100% affinity. Once again, we are going to use a charm with HellFire 2. Then we are going to add 2 Magna pieces to spice our set, and the last ingredient in this mess is Agitator level 5, because adding this skill it's going to make wonders once the monster is enraged, as it is going to increase our affinity and attack in unison with some nice balls of fire. So whenever you use a weapon with some extra affinity, we are going to have around 65 affinity plus whatever the weapon has. I think that number is quite respectable. For the lance build, we are going to need 2 agitator, 2 guard because of comfort, or whatever extra you want, 1 weakness exploit, and we have 1 tier 1 to do whatever you want. And for the switchettes, we require 2 agitator, 1 weakness exploit, 1 crit eye, and we have 2 tier 1 slots. These are decent approaches, not the best, but they work well. For the lance, it can make wonders, as Spiral Thrust is quite forward move, meaning that you can make a perfect guard, get the extra damage, leave some HellFire in the way, and land some nasty crits. It is a bit complex to use, but it is a lot of fun once you go through the motions. I hope you enjoy these silly little builds. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.